it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. Okay, I ain't seen y'all all week because Potomac didn't come on last Sunday. I was watching the Super Bowl. And today we finally got reunion part 1. So shout out to y'all who are joining me on this lunchtime live. And if you are watching in the playback, comment below and let me know you're watching in the playback. I'm excited. I hope y'all hear this excitement in this voice. Like, you know, it's very rare. Number one, hold on. Can you see me okay? And can you hear me okay? Answer that for me, okay? But I was saying, it's very rare that after a part 1 reunion, I'm coming to y'all with so much, y'all. I thought it was pretty good, okay? And I do have to tell y'all that y'all know who the MVP goes to, right? Who was the MVP of the night for y'all, okay? Because for me, I already posted it on my community wall last night. So if you are not, a part of Notification Squad, you probably didn't see it. Okay, but if you are a part of Notification Squad, you here on time, and you also saw where I said that Candace was my MVP because Candace was reading the girls so effortlessly. Candace was reading the girls like with ease. Let me just say that. Okay. So let me go ahead and say hello, baby Trisha. T, hey my girl, word to Lex, Nikki B, oh hey Nay, hey cuz, Kimante, Nettie, Teranice, hey, Stephanie Ray, hey Faith, Shika Shan, Nafisa's daughter, Naturally Mar, and everybody in the chat. Hey Keisha. Okay. Y'all see I tried to, be in line with the ladies since we're talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. One of the things I do want to get off my chest though, because y'all know we friends here, and we talk about real life stuff and we talk about random stuff, but because we friends, I heard YouTube is like monetizing differently for music, which makes me concerned that YouTube might be playing with our intro music, guys. We want to hear that. I think YouTube is playing with it. So I'll let y'all know after this video. But if in future lives I come on here and I'm just sitting here silently, don't blame me, blame YouTube, okay? So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get into the looks. And if you haven't, make sure that you have liked the video, okay? So the first thing I want to do is get into looks, because I don't think I had the chance to talk about looks with y'all. Y'all know the pictures look different in different angles. The people have drugged Giselle down to the damn ground for weeks now at this point. But let's just start off, okay? Mia here. I think that you can see Mia's full dress here. Okay, so for Mia, I think that Mia did okay. I'm not really mad at the look. I don't like a middle split. I'm not a middle split type of girl, but we know Mia is. We know Mia is a middle split type of girl, straight to the point. Let's get to it, okay? And for Robyn, I thought Robyn looked really, really good. But I will say that nice little curl that she has right here, you notice in part 1 of the reunion that it's looking like she done slipped on her hair, or like, the curls have failed. It looks like she hired a hairstylist who don't be using no pump it up and spritz, who don't know nothing about no black hold and spray, okay? It don't even look like they sprayed no got to be just to hold the curl, which tells us that they, are chopping and screwing it, that they're showing this out of order. So it is what it is. But I thought Robyn looked good. Candace, I love me some Candace, y'all. I love Candace's beats, her reads. I think the hair looked good too. But the one thing that I really wish that Candace would find a balance with is the weight of her dress versus her. Candace is a very petite woman, and I think she needs to find something that doesn't just like eat her up. It makes me think about that one reunion, the last reunion that Monique was on. I think it was season 5, I think, and all the ladies were wearing yellow, and I felt like her dress was eating her up. But on the other side of things, let's hop over to Ashley, who also is petite and managed to look a fool at this reunion, in my opinion. Ashley, your body looked good after having 2 kids, especially after Michael was, not really complimenting you because he ain't really into you like that. Anyway, Ashley, your body looks good. The bob is a no for me. The bob is sitting back on your head. And we know you have a forehead on you, but it's just giving somebody went and bought a 2x2 closure, not even a 4x4, and they plopped it on your head because the density of the bang and the whole side is just, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's not giving custom. It's not giving your mortgage is $13,000 a month. Ashley, I got love for you too, but the wig is not giving that your mortgage is $13,000 a month. Or maybe it is. And that's why the wig is bobbing like that. Who knows? So, now let's hop over to Wendy. I think Wendy looks amazing. And low key, based on this picture, if I had to choose, and I don't even have to say based on this picture, if I had to choose best dressed out of all of the women, I'm going with Wendy. Okay, 4 degrees and best dressed. Shout out to Wendy. So let's move on from that to Karen and Miss Grandam. Yeah, I just could have came a little bit harder, I would say. Karen's dress to me feels like one of those dresses that look fire as fuck on sketch paper. And then once you see it in real life, it doesn't hit the same. I also prefer to see Karen with her hair down. If Karen's hair was down or behind her back, I think that she would have ate this look even more. Now, Giselle. Yep, it's the bottom of the dress. That's exactly what it is. Now, Giselle. Okay, I have to be honest with y'all. Whenever the looks first came out, like at this point, probably 3 weeks ago, I was like, wow, Giselle, you actually look good, right? But then the more that I looked at the pictures and I saw the motherfucking bedazzle on Giselle's chest, I was like, wow, is it me or is Giselle's outfit giving her house? It's giving reflective dressers, mirrored coffee tables, crystal chandeliers. It's giving bedazzled. It's giving that section of rooms to go for those girls, if you know what I mean. For the girls with the black and white Marilyn Monroe pictures hanging in their living room with their black asses. That's what it was giving. Okay? And that's what Giselle's style is giving in this dress. I think that the shape of the dress is fine, but it's the bedazzles that makes it look very cheap. The bun isn't really it either, but I did peep how you covered the neck. Not today, neck. Not today, ankles. Not today, Satan. Candace, can you send me one of those t-shirts? Matter of fact, Candace, just drop the link. I will buy my own t-shirt. I need that t-shirt. And the kicker for me is, y'all know I like to tell y'all, my husband watch Real Housewives Potomac, even though he try to act like he don't watch it. He be like, what is there for us to watch tonight? Oh, it's Sunday. You watching Potomac? Do you have to take notes? No, don't put this on me, babe. You can enjoy Real Housewives Potomac. So me and him was watching the show last night. And the kicker for me was, initially I didn't think Giselle looked that bad, but his reaction told me everything I needed to know. He said, what the hell is she wearing? And I busted out laughing because I'm like, not you noticing that the bedazzles are giving cheap, okay? Men do not have the best fashion sense, but when men notice that something is looking cheap and they're like, hold on, this ain't right, it's something wrong, okay? It's not giving. So for me, best dress definitely goes to Wendy. Shortly after that, I'll give it to Robyn. In second place, And if I had to go for absolute last place, it's gonna go for Miss Ashley Darby. Don't know how to read contracts. Okay, Ashley Darby is the worst dressed to me in this reunion. I know that as a collective, a lot of people really cannot stand Giselle, but y'all cannot sit here and tell me that Ashley Darby looked better than Giselle. Nobody can tell me that Ashley Darby looked better than Giselle. Okay. All right, cool. So it is time to get into the notes of the show. If y'all are just now joining the live, make sure y'all do me a favor and hit the like button. Share the video with your friends, with some of y'all who are watching this on y'all's lunch breaks, even though, you know, you probably got work to do. Okay, cool. So y'all, the episode starts out and they are hyping us up and prepping us for this mess that's to come forward with Robyn. Y'all, Robyn, let me know in the comments right now. How many of y'all think that Robyn has her job? And how many of y'all thinks that Robyn got fired after this? If I'm being all the way real, Robyn Dixon has her job, in my opinion. I think that Robyn has not lost her job. I think that they probably just, fried her ass with, as hot as they could for this interview, just to justify why they will bring her back in the next season. I really don't think she lost her job. So the episode starts off and they are playing this podcast soundbite from Reasonably Shady. I think it was January 23rd, where Robyn and Giselle, released their podcast episode. And Robyn is explaining to everybody how she knew that Juan had conversations with another woman over Instagram DMs. And if you wanted to get the full story would be available on Patreon. So you have to pay for that. So shortly after that, the next week, Robyn had to go to Watch What Happens Live, bend over in a chair and get her ass spanked by Andy Cohen. Now, a lot of y'all felt like he wasn't giving, but for me, I thought that he was off to a great start, because Robyn so badly, in my opinion, wanted to skirt around this, wanted to laugh it off, wanted to say, but we've been through it, it's done, and dead the conversation, and Andy questioned her down. The moments where Robyn was laughing and trying to giggle it off and take a sip of her drink, Andy kept a stiff face. Andy was not mirroring her, let's laugh it off reactions. And I was here for that, which tells me that I really do think that the interview portion that we're going to get in either part 2 or part 3 is going to be good. Okay. So anyway, this is just Bravo's way of letting us know that the stuff with Robyn that we know about was not, brought to their attention while the reunion was being filmed. Hence, why Robyn made such a dumbass comment on a single woman being in a hotel room with a married man. But girl, we gonna get to that, okay? So all of the women are getting ready, and as they're getting ready, a couple things stick out to me. Andy's messy ass comes to Karen's dressing room and he was like, how do you feel about Charisse being here? And she says, what? I think that Charisse deserves to get here. Deserves to be here. Y'all have filmed her or tried to put her in every second that you could. And I love that Karen said that, because Karen is like, Andy, y'all know that y'all messy asses wanted Charisse to be here, so let her be here. And that's what I love about Grand Dame, because she knows what's going to go on. Okay, Robyn's going to be in part 3. Now, anyway, the next thing that I thought was hilarious was that Robyn and Giselle are sharing a dressing room. Y'all probably was sharing hair, which is why y'all hair wasn't really looking like nothing. And I know some people are saying, some people are going to think that Robyn's hair looks good right here. And it does. Okay. I think Robyn's hair looks good in this image. But if you actually go back and watch the live show, the shit was giving tired. The shit was giving tired. Okay. So what it's giving is that it reminds me of On the Wedding Day. Okay. When I had to find a hairstylist to do my hair and a makeup artist who, fortunately was my best friend. But whenever you are booking for services like that, a glam team, they ask you, do you just want your hair done or do you want me to stay around and touch it up? Ideally, for a long few hour event, you will want somebody to stay around and touch your hair up. Robyn didn't do that. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Robyn is saving her coin, allegedly, for this potential lawsuit, alleged lawsuit, that Juan Dixon could be going through allegedly with the university. So she said to her hairstylist, you know what? Just do my hair and leave me here for the rest of the 8 hours. I'm going to sweat my shit out on stage. Because that's what it was giving. That's the only explanation. Because y'all know, usually when we watch the show, we see the hairstylists coming on stage. We see them having them water. We see them touching up their lipstick. We see them curling their hair in between the breaks. So I'd be interested to even see if Robyn's hairstylist comes back out to the stage and takes that curling iron and just boop, bumps her curl. I don't think that's going to happen, okay? So anyway, let's move on. We get to the stage. And we start talking about Ashley, Darby, and, Giselle and these young men from Winter House, which is another show on Bravo. I haven't watched it, okay? I think a lot of people watch it, but I haven't watched it. Maybe I should. But anyway, if y'all don't know, Ashley Darby was dating a man on the show named Luke. She was even filming TikToks in his apartment. And, Ashley says that she was actually beginning to fall in love with Luke. And the killer for me was when she said she was starting to fall in love. Everybody on the stage was like, oh, really? And Mia says, oh, no. Mia says, oh, no, like not love. Bitch, you got to get it how you live. That's not what we do out here, is what Mia was saying. Meanwhile, we hear about Giselle, and she has a dude from Winter House who actually looks like her son. I'm gonna try to find a picture, y'all, and bring it up for y'all. Hold on real quick. I really want to try to find a picture of Giselle. I think the dude's name is Jason. Giselle Bryant and Jason. Okay. And Winter House. Okay. It's not given that y'all are truly in a relationship. I mean, y'all could just be dating, but a lot of people were saying Giselle and her son. But I will say this. I do think that Giselle looked more happy. I do think she did. Here, I ain't even going to go through the trouble of uploading it. Here. Oops, shit. Y'all know we friends here, right? Okay. So this is Giselle and the people who they say look like her son. Y'all see it. Let me know. I will say this, though. I think that Giselle looks like she's glowing. I think it's been a minute since Giselle didn't have a man. And honestly, even though the dude does look like her son, I will say, if this is what it's going to take Giselle to get you off of people's husbands, families, roommates, I'm here for it, okay? If it's going to take this young-looking dude, I'm here for it. So the first person in the hot seat who we jump onto is Ashley. Poor Ashley ain't never heard a City Girl song in her life, okay? Because if you had, you would have never let that man play you like that. You would have never let that man play you like that, okay? Oh, I just hate it for you, Ashley. I really do. Like, y'all don't understand. I know good and fucking well, Ashley, you probably were not ever initially attracted to that man. You probably eventually found a way to find love for Michael and his money and the things that he provided for you. But I know very well that it's not easy. Well, I'm going to assume. I don't know, because that's not my ministry. I don't know. But I'm going to assume that it's not easy to lay up under a man like Michael, who also enjoys laying up or topping everybody, okay? Not only that, just look at the man. Look at the man. I know that you put in years of work, okay? found a way to love this man, had 2 beautiful babies, only for your ass not to be able to leave with anything, only for your ass to continue to have to be a pawn. I hate it for you. Thank you for the super chat, Somersault. I'm watching on my TV and I didn't realize you're alive now. I came to give my 2 cents and you're here. I'm at the beginning and now I can't go back. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like, imagine all those years of trying to push through, okay? Thinking, you know what? I'm gonna get the bag. You know what? This man is disrespecting me, but I'm gonna get the bag. You know what? This man is with other men in the hotel without me. You know, we agreed that we was gonna be doing stuff together, which I don't know involves men, but I'm gonna get the bag. Only for your ass to contractually agree to walk away with nothing or continue to be put in his back pocket. That shit sucks. It sucks. That's why Ashley came up there thinking that she was going to say what she needed to say to just dead the conversation. And when all of the other women started gasping, what? You don't get half? When all of the other women started making comments and they were shocked and they felt bad for her, you could see she was visibly uncomfortable. You could see she was sad. You could see that, you know, she knows she played herself. Okay. She was embarrassed. Now, let's get into it. Okay. Ashley ended up getting a new house. It's a $13,000 mortgage. She says that the mortgage will continue to be paid for as long as Michael Darby pays for it. She can't afford the house on her own. Okay. One of the other wild things is that they share keys to each other's houses, which is part of the reason why her and Luke from Winter House ended up not working out. I mean, what young man want to be with a woman who can't really fully be his because you need to rely on this old geezer for financial support, and he also controls your life. So let's be all the way real, Ashley. Ashley, you date because Michael allows you to date. Michael don't give a fuck that much that he allows you to date. But the minute that Michael wants your ass back, it's on, because you need him for financial stability. And I feel horrible for you because you came in thinking you was going to be City Girls up 10 and you ended up negative 10. Horrible. I feel like, honestly, y'all, tell me this and y'all's opinion. Is Ashley in a worse spot now than she was before? Like, if it were y'all, would you have been better off leaving with nothing before she had the kids? Would you have been better off leaving with nothing and getting how you live on this show? Or are you in a worse situation now that you are connected to this man, like out of a need? It's ridiculous. Thank you for the super chat. Ashley is financially illiterate. That's so funny that I paused on that. Ashley is financially illiterate. She always has been. She is a disgrace to sugar babies everywhere. Girl, I have to agree. I hate that for her. Y'all know, and the thing that's funny to me is she could never speak ill against this man because she needs his money. She can't never speak about this man squeezing ass in the basement of Monique and Chris' house. She can't never speak on that. She can't never speak on Michael in the hotel room with sex workers. She can't speak on it. So, you know, one thing that she does need to do, y'all know what's going to be funny as fuck, is the next time she comes for somebody, they're going to bring up the fact that she is attached to this man for life. Now, this may not be the right wordage, okay? Candace might have fucked up by calling Ashley a bed wench in season 6. But it sucks because I'm sorry, y'all. There's a whole deeper conversation that needs to be had on this, okay? There's a whole deeper conversation that needs to be had when you think about, now, don't generalize the statement. Some girls date older men because they like the money, they like the stability, okay? But I think there's a deeper connection whenever you think about women who have daddy issues, and they decide to go after men who are like their father. And another layer that you want to add on to this is the dynamic between older white men, racially ambiguous, exotic, black, any non-white woman, in those relationships that go on. Now, Ashley, this man had you for a trophy wife with your black ass, your curly hair, exotic wearing ass. Y'all see she don't wear her curly hair no more, right? This man had you as a trophy wife. And now, even though you're no longer with this man, you still belong to him. Have y'all thought about that? She still, but in a way, she still belongs to this man. That's a deeper conversation, and I hate the shit for her. Summersall says Ashley probably can't even keep that house unless she puts some Potomac money on it. Mr. Burns ain't playing with her at all. Anyway, y'all, I don't think Ashley could keep the house with her Potomac money, which is why she needs Michael to help pay for it. She probably should have got a house with her Potomac money, but that makes me wonder, like, what is your Potomac money hitting for, Ashley? Because you really could have just went and got a damn townhouse like Robyn did when all their money was stolen. You could have got a damn townhouse and you could have built yourself back up on this platform with your 2 kids, and you could have had money for yourself. But you've become dependent upon a man who you belong to. I'm disgusted and I hate it for you. But you don't want better for yourself is what I'm getting. Queen Christine says, I'm honestly head of the Ashley fan club, but all the slander is warranted and I can't defend her. You know, I love a balanced perspective, okay? Because there's some people who I go up for too, like Karen, but I can't defend her ass all the time, and it's good to see you feel the same way about Ashley. So I hate to see it. You thought you was gonna come in and do this, but honestly, like, for a man to have multiple wives, grown kids, you weren't the first wife, you weren't the second wife. Why did you think you was gonna leave with all that money? Girl, I hate it for you. And we're gonna talk a little bit about this comment that Mia made. So anyway, Ashley, I almost got the names mixed up. Ashley says that she can file for divorce in February. That doesn't mean she will, y'all. Somebody pull up them DMV records for me, because we damn near to March now. Somebody pull up them DMV records and tell me if Ashley Darby has filed for divorce from Michael. She says that based on the contract, she's not able to get alimony. And Robyn says, well, child support, here we come. She said that she is able to get some sort of payment, not a lump sum payment. And I think Wendy asked her, is it spousal support? And Ashley says, essentially. Which lets me know your ass signed a contract that even blocked yourself from getting spousal support. He's giving your ass an allowance. That's what it's called. He's giving you an allowance. And I bet you it's not even ground on a legal basis. He's giving you money because he wants to give you money. And that's the shit that you're talking about when you say essentially spousal support. It's not spousal support. It's not alimony. It's essentially spousal support. The man's going to give you an allowance because he doesn't want any court to tell him how to spend his money. Other thing we found out is that essentially the contract she signed says that any money that Michael made before getting with Ashley will always be his money. So anything that was a spinoff, the restaurants, the movie business that he claimed he wanted to get into, those are all byproducts of the money that he made before her. So everything that he does after Ashley is going to be a byproduct of money he made before. So she doesn't get a damn dime, okay? So let's get into the viewer questions. First viewer question comes from somebody named Portia, and she ends up asking Ashley, can you just admit that you wanted to secure the bag when it came to Michael? And Mia goes, well, she didn't secure the bag. And Ashley says that you know, the reason why she left Michael was not, it didn't have to do with just securing the bag. She says that she truly wanted monogamy for her children. She didn't want to be out here with multiple children. I mean, not multiple people, children, I'm sorry. Ashley didn't want to be out here with multiple people. She wanted to model monogamy for her children. And honestly, y'all, I think that's a motherfucking lie. Only because it's like Mia said, let's just get into what Mia said. Mia's comment was that she knew that the things that she did before she got her husband were the things that she was going to have to continue to do to keep him. Hence, why Mia and her husband still invite other people into their bedroom. That's just how he found her. I told y'all a month ago, if y'all really watch my reviews like that, I told y'all the same way your husband found you, Mia, is the way that your husband is going to utilize you. And I was actually really glad that Mia said this at the reunion because it came straight out of my mouth. And if you know it, like I know it, then cool. You know, you're going to have to keep busting it wide open and eating coochies and bringing other people into your bedroom for the rest of your life if that's what you want to do to keep your husband. And Ashley, my thing, like the way I want to bring this back around to Ashley is, didn't you know that shit though? Like, and I get it. People's minds change, okay? As you get older, because Ashley was in her mid-20s when she got with this man, people's minds change. But didn't you know that before you had children, you were going to want to example monogamy? I don't know. Maybe your mind changed on that too. But I don't believe that that's the sole reason why you decided to do that. I think that was just a good answer that you came up with on the TV show. Now anyway, okay. Simone, thank you for doing the research. She said she didn't see any divorce records, but she did see a DV record from 2012. I hate that. They were together in 2012. Y'all, 2012 was 11 years ago. Was Ashley and Michael even together that long ago? I don't know. I have no idea. Right, she was into threesomes then. Angelique says Mia knows her worth and is low. I can't. Cool. So next viewer question, they bring up the fact that years ago, Candace was actually called the least accomplished person on the show by Ashley. Ashley decided to call Candace the least accomplished person on the show. They brought up all of Candace's accolades, her degrees, her work in music, her music videos, everything, right? Candace has been doing a lot. So they want to know, like, do you still feel the same way? Ashley says that obviously she apologized for it and, you know, she thinks that everybody's accomplished on the stage. But let's be all the way real. If we think about jobs, okay, we got 4 degrees. We got Miss 4 Degrees, Wendy Osefo, okay, commentator on CNN, professor at Johns Hopkins University, okay? She's paid. Candle business on top of that. She's paid. Working on opening up that Nigerian lounge, allegedly, supposedly. She's paid with or without the show. Let's move on to Giselle Bryant. It ain't much, but we got the Reasonably Shady podcast, okay? She's paid. Karen Huger, we have her. She calls herself the Muhammad Ali of live shows. She's booked and busy. She has a candle business. She has her perfume, Legrand or whatever it is. Candace, what more do I need to say? Music. She's got the degree. She's booked, okay? I actually see Candace posting on Instagram as if she is an artist and not only a housewife. Robyn, okay, I didn't really give a damn about them hats, but you made the hats, and that's how your ass was able to pay back the $100,000 that you owed to the IRS. You had the Silk Line hats and the Reasonably Shady podcast. Mia, she had the Joint Chiropractic. She got in with that man. She found herself an old man who knew that she knew what she needed to do to keep that man, and she kept him, and she made it work in her favor. Now, I don't know what she's doing now when it comes to money, but I feel like if Mia was to leave Gordon today, she would get something. Ashley Darby, you had that one music video. and you had your old, wrinkled, crusty, predatory husband in the video. I believe that she tried to do like a yoga line or a lifestyle line once, but I haven't heard of anything since. So the way that Ashley was ate up in this whole 15-minute segment was embarrassing, to say the least. You walk away with nothing to a man who you still belong to. And it's funny how the tables turn. You said Candace was the least accomplished, and now look, you're essentially the least accomplished when it comes to being booked and busy. Okay. So Candace brings up the fact that, you know, I hope that your children have generational wealth the way that I have succeeded from having generational wealth, because your ass can't read a contract, because your ass can be distracted by the decorations in contracts. So I hope that when your kids turn 30, they have a house that is theirs. And it shook me to the motherfucking core, y'all, when Candace said that, because it reminded me of when I was in Mexico and she said to Ashley, you've been in unhealthy relationships, and I think that that's the reason why you question men. And I hope and I pray that you find someone who doesn't make you feel like that. That's what it reminded me of, because it's like, Ashley, your ass may not be able to read contracts and you might have played your ass, but you better hope that you didn't sign anything that impacts your children. And I hope that your children can have generational wealth the way that I have had generational wealth. And I hate that for Ashley. Ashley was ate up in that 15-minute segment, okay? So let's move on, y'all. Let's talk about Mia. We are moving on to Mia. In her segment, I really don't have to say much about it besides the fact that, you know, she a liar. We know that Mia is a liar. That's all this segment was. Mia was shaking in her boots. Okay. So Mia, she ends up saying that she didn't have cancer, but they did find a large lymph node and a lump on her butt. So then they end up asking her, what was she diagnosed with? She says that she has tissue growing in her reproductive organs. At this point, Mia's getting the pressure because people are asking her different things. Okay, so you didn't have cancer? What were you diagnosed with? Okay, well, what did you find? And it's almost as if Mia is just telling y'all everything that could have, at the slightest, been abnormal about her. She's not telling you anything that's actually impacting her health. And in order to get the heat off of her, she says, Giselle, I really resonated with you when it came to your reproductive story because I want all of my lady parts. And that was her way of trying to, you know, stop asking me questions. Just know that I resonate with Giselle when Giselle really had some real shit going on with her uterus and she had to get her hysterectomy. So it was interesting to see, to say the least. Now, it gets worse from here. They really tried to light Wendy up about Wendy saying that she didn't believe Mia on the hot mic and she didn't know everybody was filming. Y'all seeing Mia turned up because she was ready to get the heat off of her and tried to make Wendy out to be a fraud. So after Mia doing all that and getting hyped up on Wendy saying she didn't believe her when the cameras weren't on, you know, it's not over. You're not out the hot seat, okay? That seat is hot as fish with grease, Mia, and people are still going in. The next thing they talk about is the joint chiropractic. So basically, y'all, if you haven't heard, allegedly, Gordon's brother and another partner has taken away his share in the joint chiropractic, and they basically were voted out. And they're trying to ask Mia about the details of what went on. Mia says that, you know, it was 3 of them on the board, to then saying it was 7 of them on the board, 8 of them on the board. And at this point, people are losing count, okay? How many people were on the board, Mia? How the fuck did you get voted out of ownership of a company where you claim that you own more than 40%? Like, yeah, I'm just confused. You own more than 40% of a company, but there are multiple board members. How the fuck did you get voted out? She says there's 2 different things. There's management and there's members. And it wasn't making sense. All the ladies start laughing at her, and she says, I'm not going to explain this to these girls if y'all are going to laugh. She was basically like, if y'all don't understand business, that's on you. You don't understand business. No, it sounds like you don't understand business and your husband don't understand business. Or it may be that your husband understands business a little bit too well, and it might be on that embezzlement, realm. As Giselle said, it sounded a little embezzling. Sounded like there was something like that involved. And she says, no, if there was, I wouldn't come forward. And Giselle says, well, wouldn't you do it to try to get ahead? And they also talk about her renting 3 homes. Y'all, I knew something just did not sound right. If you have all this money, why the fuck would you rent a home, spend $65,000 to renovate a home that is not yours, while also renting out 2 other properties, and then call yourself bi-coastal and all 3 rentals are in the same spot? That's giving somebody that got a regular phone and a burner phone. Why you got all these different addresses? Why you got all these different telephone numbers? Y'all doing something funny, okay? But what I do know is if Mia leaves Gordon, I have a feeling she might get half, okay? So we're going to move on to that. Finally, y'all, we get into Candace. And I'm so glad that they brought this up on the last part of the reunion, okay? And y'all know, obviously, the conversation is about Giselle. And y'all know what? This is my favorite thing to do. Before we get into my favorite part of the conversation, y'all already know what I want y'all to do. And that is for y'all to like the video so we can wrap this up. Like the video, we're going to get into the MVP of the night, Candace. All right, y'all. So basically, look, see, this is the thing. Amethyst says Monique and Chris owned 4 homes. Exactly, Amethyst. Monique and Chris owned 4 homes. That's my point. They were the owners of those 4 homes. When you own a home, unless it's under an LLC, there's no hiding. People can find you. You owe taxes on that home, okay? People know who occupies the home or who lives and rents out the home. The fact that they are renting 3 homes, paying upwards of $100,000 to renovate, tells me that y'all are avoiding ownership for a reason. And that's because if your money it ain't, good money, you don't know how long it's gonna last. So let's live good in a rental. So that way, if the money runs out, we break the lease. And that's it. So that's my point. Yeah, like what, girl? Who does that? Why are you avoiding ownership if you have all that money? It's something odd going on. And yes, Harold, I also was, getting secondhand embarrassment listening to Mia explain this business situation. It just sounded so weird. But okay. And then shade all day. Thank you for this comment. Mia had to climb out of that conversation by pointing out her $40,000 a week isn't going to be enough. And it was almost as if she was saying like, bitch, I still get money. I still make $40,000 a week. Did she say $40,000 a week or did she say a month? She said a month. I think she said a month. $40,000 a month. Yeah. $40,000 a month. That's about right because she told us that she made $450,000 a year in her first season of what she told us. Simone says that's similar to what Kim did when she married Croy. Exactly. And what's going on with Kim House right now? What is going on with Kim House right now? Foreclosure? Hate it. I hate it. Ooh, find some place for them and for them babies. Ooh, goodness. Y'all know what? Reality TV is a very dangerous thing. It really is a very dangerous thing, because it just reminds me of, like, even Teresa from Real Housewives of New York. Didn't she go to prison for something to do with like tax evasion or some type of fraudulent thing where they were trying to make money and live lives like they had all this money? We also got Erica Jane's husband, who was doing all this illegal stuff to try to keep up this money and make it seem like they were living this amazing lifestyle. We got Jen Shaw from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, who just checked her ass into jail, I think prison, 2 days ago, because she was stealing money from old people to try to live this grand lifestyle. And one thing I will say, we come on here, and I say we, I mean me, and I don't know who else, but we come on, and even the commenters, we light Robyn's ass up when it comes to Juan Dixon. But what I will say is, Robyn has been transparent when it comes to their finances. When they came on the show and they was living in that little bitty ass townhouse, when she owed the taxes to the people and she was wearing 15 different wigs throughout a whole season because she knew she owed them people their money. Robyn, I think, is a great example of being humble when it comes to your lifestyle. And I think that would save a lot of people from themselves. Shit, the Chrisleys, okay? Both of them are serving sentences. So reality TV is a very dangerous thing. The fact that you make $40,000 a month, Mia, is great. But I'm still going to talk about it because obviously the $40,000 a month isn't enough for you. You still want to live a different lifestyle, hence why you're renovating a home that you probably only lived in for 10 months and then end up having it boot out. Girl, do better. Do better. Do better. Okay, yup, exactly. Everybody said they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yup. I hate to see it. I hate to see it. All right, so the part that I wanted to get into, y'all, was Candace. So y'all obviously know Candace's whole storyline this season. Well, let me say this the right way. It wasn't Candace's storyline. It was Giselle's storyline. Giselle's storyline this season, neck, ankles, storyline this season was to come after Chris Bassett. Now, we know in all the previous seasons, Giselle and Chris have had a pretty good relationship. She has openly flirted with this man, wanted to know what the color of his peen looked like. And, you know, it's been a little cute back and forth. And Candace let her do that, which I would never, okay? Candace, this is the thing. I'm not insecure. But the way that Giselle barely fucked with you, Candace, the entire time you've been on this show, the way that she has barely fucked with you, okay? Just enough to use you to push her narrative. I wouldn't even be friendly with her like that. I wouldn't, but I'm so glad that you see the light. So anyway, the storyline, or Giselle's storyline, was Chris. She claims that in a previous season or at one of the reunions, I don't remember which one it was. Like, quite honestly, y'all, I don't even think it was this last reunion. I think it was an old reunion. Hold on real quick. Okay, cool. Okay. I think it was an old reunion where this happened, but she just she just brought it up now. So the storyline that Giselle wants to come on the season was that Chris asked her to go into her hotel room when they were filming a reunion. Okay, it was the last reunion. Okay, cool. The last reunion with Nikki. Chris asked Giselle to go into her hotel room and have a conversation. I guess the conversation was about Candace. Giselle told Robyn that she felt uncomfortable by it. And, you know, that's one thing she did tell Robyn, was that she felt uncomfortable being in a hotel room with a married man. Now, I will say, Giselle probably did feel uncomfortable. But the way that Giselle, just give me a second, okay? Because I know some of y'all are like, give me a second. When I say Giselle was probably uncomfortable, Giselle was probably nervous of what the optics were. Giselle was worried about what the optics would look like. But I guarantee you, Giselle was not nervous about what this man would do to her. She wasn't. You've been so comfortable with this man to ask about the color of his penis. You've hugged him every time you see him. You even hugged him after the fact that you said that he made you uncomfortable. I think you were nervous that somebody would try to make you out to be somebody who was a home wrecker or something like that, and not necessarily what this man would do to you, but the fact that you came on the very next season to talk about it tells me that you're plotting. And Candace knew that you were plotting as well. So I'm calling bullshit on you, Giselle. And I think that everything you did this season was extremely, extremely, extremely irresponsible. And I'm glad that Candace took her notes and she called you on everything. Because the stuff that you are doing and the stuff that you are insinuating could be extremely dangerous to someone, like especially for the means of just having a damn storyline. It's ridiculous. If this man made you as comfortable as what you say, why not talk about it before the cameras come back? Why not talk about it before the cameras come back? The way that you initially tell the story in a more truthful way. When we see her talk to Robyn, she's like, yeah, he came to my room, he asked me to go to the room. I went to the room. You went to the room where you were allegedly uncomfortable. You had a conversation with him. That part was, I believe, is true. Everything beyond that was in the name of messiness and tearing up people's fucking families. And you hit it right on the head, Giselle, when you said everybody says that you're a homewrecker and that you ruin families and husbands. You do. You try to. You try to. And I'm so glad that you hear people when they say that. And that it's not going through one ear and out the other. You hear us when you say that. You hear your castmates on the show when they say that you always come for husbands, because you do, because you're miserable, because you're bitter. Okay, I think that that is the key difference between, well, shit, I don't even want to do too much. I don't even want to do too much. But let me say this, y'all. I love me some Ashley Darby. I do. I do love me some Ashley Darby. I think that she brings the right amount of mess to this show. I think that she's entertaining, but I will say that she keeps all her shit in her back pocket when it comes to that nasty old wrinkly ass apricot of an old man. Just disgusting. You do. But generally, I don't think that Ashley has been bitter. Has been in the past. I don't think Ashley has been bitter. So I think that the difference between the mess that we see Ashley start versus the mess that we see Giselle start is that Giselle is bitter and lonely. So let's get all the way down to it, okay? So basically, some never before seen footage comes up on the screen, and we find out that Chris Bassett ends up sending Giselle a message after the filming of the season is over. The cameras go away. As soon as the cameras go away, he sends her a message, and he basically apologizes for if he made her feel uncomfortable. Giselle says in her confessional, that's it. That's proof right there. You said sorry for if I made you feel uncomfortable, so you're admitting to it. That's admission. Shout out to Andy for saying, well, that's not admission. Just because he said if I made you feel uncomfortable, that doesn't mean that he did. But one thing, y'all, this is the thing that irked me with all these people on this fucking show. We are spending so much time. Andy is asking further questions on Giselle. Andy is questioning the things that's coming out of Giselle's mouth when it comes to these accusations about Chris. But we never got this type of energy about Michael Darby when Michael Darby actually put his hands on one of the workers of the show, someone in production. Michael Darby actually, allegedly, let me say that, there was an actual conversation. Let me say that. Let me be clear. There was an actual conversation being had on Michael Darby assaulting someone, allegedly, who worked for production. Yet, we did not even talk about it the way that we are talking about whether or not Chris Bassett actually made you feel uncomfortable. This man did not touch you. This man did not, harass you or say anything to you that literally made you feel uncomfortable. He didn't say anything to you. It's all individual. It's all right here. Somewhere in your life, Giselle, somebody has told you that you are a home wrecker, or somebody has been insecure around your neck and your ankles being around their men, and that followed you into that room with Chris, and that's why you were nervous to be in the room with him. In my opinion, it had nothing to do with what this man actually did or did not say to you. It was all internal. But you knew that you could flip that and bring on an interesting storyline, and you thought it was going to be some shit that we could kiki to this season. If y'all ask me, I think that is just as responsible as Phaedra saying on Atlanta that they were going to put drugs in Portia's drink and take her to the dungeon. I think so. And if y'all want to talk about, what's going on? Anyway, if y'all want to talk about, okay, well, she didn't exactly accuse him of sexual assault. She only accused him of making her feel uncomfortable. She did, though. She did accuse him of that. And I'm glad that Candace took her notes. So Candace says to Giselle, you don't remember the 15 conversations that you had. You told 15 different stories as to what happened and what made you feel uncomfortable. Now, this is the thing. She did accuse him of sexual assault, and Candace called it on the head because she said that Chris supposedly squeezed Deborah. Deborah is the Cookie Monster, the Sesame Street character. Deborah on the ass. That's sexual assault. He don't know that woman. And Giselle was like, we all thought that. We all thought that's what he did. No, y'all didn't all think that. Because the way that they showed this, the way that they showed the editing, you brought that shit back, Giselle. They were at the winery or wherever y'all was. Ashley said something about Chris flirting with Deborah. Your ass got back on the bus, and you were the first person to say that Chris touched her butt. You did that. And I don't think that Giselle really understood how dangerous the shit, was that she was doing. I don't think she realized it. I think Giselle, by any means necessary, has no problem taking out a man. She has no problem taking out a man and, making these women feel like they have something to worry about in their marriages. And it wasn't until you got on that stage with Candace and Candace called you on everything that you did that you really started to look dumb. And that's why, with all the shaking in your voice, okay, with all the nervousness deep in your neck, you mustered up an apology and you said, I'll apologize to you and Chris. And Candace says, apologize to who? I'll apologize to you and I'll apologize to Chris later. I will, or you did? When? What? And I love that Candace said that, because the thing is, Giselle knows what she's doing is dangerous. She has no problem taking out men and coming after people's marriages because she doesn't have one. You don't even have a relationship to care about. In my windy voice, you don't. You don't have a man's reputation to care for besides Jamal, which is funny as fuck. Jamal done had plenty of babies on you with the Congress members and still does to this day. And that's the only reputation that you stand by. That's the only one that you protect. That is ridiculous. Her and Ashley are so similar. And I hate to say it, y'all, but I don't think Ashley was bitter before. But I think now that Ashley basically belongs to this man, Ashley may possibly turn into Giselle. She really will. Like, the similarities between these two are ridiculous. The way that they protect the toxic men who they're with, but not really with, it's just really saddening. It is. And your ass start looking stupid, Giselle, when somebody start calling you on your shit, which is why you said, oh, I will apologize, or I am apologizing. And usually that type of shit flies at the reunion. All somebody has to say is, well, I apologize to you for that. Next question, Andy. And that's the stuff that irks my nerves. Like, y'all, on Real Housewives of Atlanta, this last reunion, that's all they did for all three parts. Well, I apologize if I made you feel that way. Next question. And it made room for no entertainment because nobody was being real. And I love that Candace's response was real as fuck. I hope you take that apology and you shove it up your old crusty, dusty ass. She didn't say all that. But she said you can take that apology and shove it up your ass. And I was here for it. Because I'm so tired of people coming on the show doing things that are detrimental to families, children, okay? All types of things. You done got away with doing some shit like that to Monique because Monique was dumb enough to move all that energy to Candace instead of the real culprit, okay? You done got away with all the energy for that. But when it comes to Chris Bassett and Candace Dillard Bassett, no ma'am. Shove that apology up your ass. She said to her, you had all season long and your dwindling uterus was waiting to be talked about. Yet you wanted to talk about my husband. That was it for me, y'all. Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard a read on any of these housewife shows where somebody is talking about a dwindling uterus. And I tweeted about it and somebody was like, oh, but Candace is dwindling as well. And this is what I gotta say, y'all. Get the fuck right now. Anybody who stands on Giselle's side in this situation, I'm looking at your ass crazy. I don't give a fuck, okay? Anybody, like, this is one thing. When it came to Monique and Candace getting into it, and people had different points of view, I was not judging people like that. I wasn't like, I don't fuck with you. Like, I'm questioning your character. Because everybody had a different reason for why they agree with Monique and why they agree with Candace, right? But when it comes to this Giselle and her accusatory tone this entire season, y'all, the one thing that I wish that they showed, when they were at that dance class in like the 3rd episode, when Giselle said, oh, well, I wanted to talk to you about Chris, I wish they would have shown the grin in Giselle's face when Candace got up and Candace said, where's Eric? Because Giselle grinned as if it was like, boom, we did it. The seed is planted. When she walked outside and Ashley said, what's wrong with Candace? Boom. The seed was planted. And I wish that y'all showed those reactions so y'all would know what these heifers are on. Damn, it was just a clip that they didn't show. And I'm so mad that they didn't show it. Hey, y'all real. One thing that's funny to me is that people are mad at Candace for the uterus comment, but go up for Phaedra saying Cynthia is sitting on Captain Crunch and Kenya been peddling in a sperm bank. Okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all on Candace's comment because you really could have been talking about your uterus all season. You could have talked about the severity of a hysterectomy for younger women like me when people don't talk about that. You could have been talking to your daughters about what their reproductive organs were because it didn't even sound like they knew what it was when you were talking to them about it. Like, you could have spent your time there. But no, you rather spend your time coming for somebody's husband. Girl, get the fuck out of here, honestly. In between all that drama, they congratulate Candace on having 6 embryos from their egg retrieval process. So I think that's great. But the thing is this, y'all done already got into the bullshit of Giselle. Don't ask Candace about her embryos. Don't. Just don't. Okay, let's just keep the energy on negative right now. Because when it comes to Giselle, the energy is going to be on negative. Okay, now they get back to the conversation and Robyn says, I just think we need to understand that the message still stands. I really want people, I don't want anyone to miss the message. Her message is that, no married man should be in the bedroom or in any hotel room with a single woman. Where's Juan? I am so glad Juan Dixon is not here right now. Because if you would have said that shit while Juan Dixon was on the stage, I would have fell to the damn floor. My chin would have dropped the floor. I would have fell on the floor laughing. Ain't no way you, whose husband's name is on a hotel room for a single woman, is talking about married men being in hotel rooms with single women. That must be why you took your roommate back. That must be why you took him back, because he wasn't your husband. So maybe that's the exception that you made, because he wasn't a married man. But I guarantee you, Rob, he was in that hotel room with that single woman. And I love that they put that there. He probably had relations with that woman. And I can't wait for part 3, because I really hope that they end up asking you questions about, about your bullshit. Just comments like that. And Chris Bassett tweeted last night that Robyn was full of shit for that comment. At that moment, Robyn knew that her husband, ex-roommate, her husband had, booked a hotel room for a single woman. And I'm being gracious by saying he booked the hotel room, because anybody with some damn sense knows that he was in that hotel room with that woman. And if you want to believe otherwise, take one of these clown masks right here. But we're going to say this big clown mask for Robyn. Take one, Giselle. Take one, Ashley. Take one. Anybody take one who believes that he was in that hotel room with that woman. I mean, who believes that he just booked the hotel room with that woman. So Candace brings up the fact that, Giselle, you're not smart. She said, you brought this up once the cameras came back around, like you always do. And if you really felt a way about my husband, intimidating you or anything like that, you could have said something. You came to my show. She came to a concert, and she said you could have had a conversation with me at one of the concerts. And Giselle says, well, that wasn't the right place. So Candace says, so bringing it up to me at one of my shows was not the right place, but bringing it up to me on national motherfucking TV was. You're not smart, Giselle. And Giselle says, actually, I am. No, you're not, Giselle. You're not smart. We all know that addition that you put on the side of your house ain't nothing but a bunch of sheds put together from your local Home Depot or Lowe's. Quit playing with us. Giselle, you're not that smart. So, y'all, that's all we got for Real Housewives of Potomac Part 1. I thought that it was a very interesting show. I thought it was really interesting, Part 1. But yeah, I can't wait for Part 2, y'all. If you like the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And if you didn't like the video, I enjoy you for watching, okay? I mean, I enjoy you. I thank you for watching, okay? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.